Yeah, what's going on? This is the G Funk coming at you again, doing another prediction on a fight coming up this weekend. And it's gonna be another classic, I think. It's Brandon Rios versus Mike Alvarado. And if you didn't see the first fight, I just don't know what to tell you. You're obviously not a real boxing fan. You're just one of them casuals who only watch the big fights. But even if you are a casual, you need to be watching this fight. I mean, the first fight, like I said, was a classic. Good toe-to-toe action from round 1 to the very end. It was round 6, I believe, or 7, something like that. But it was one hell of a fight. Big win for Brandon Rios. It was his first fight at 140 pounds. Took on another undefeated fighter, Mike Alvarado, and he ended up getting stoppage in an epic war. And I believe that this fight can live up to the first fight. I think it all depends on one fighter, and I'll get at that in a minute. And first, do a quick tell of the tape. Alright, let's start with Brandon Rios. 26 years old, orthodox fighter, 5'8", 68-inch reach, 31 wins, no losses, 1 draw, and 23 wins by knockout. We all know he's got tremendous knockout power. Mike Alvarado, age 32, orthodox fighter, 5'9", 69.5-inch reach, 33 wins, 1 loss by KO coming to Brandon Rios, and 23 wins by knockout, no draws. Both very good fighters, both have good records. Now, getting back to what I was talking about, the fight could live up to the hype depending on one fighter, and that one fighter is Mike Alvarado, in my opinion. Now, to me, I said it in my post-fight after the first fight that they had, that I thought Mike Alvarado was winning the fight up until he got knocked out. Now, he was having tremendous success against Brandon Rios when he decided to do a little bit of boxing. He was using a good jab. He was taking just a little step back from Brandon Rios when he was coming in head first, and decided to throw a very good straight right hand, and it was finding a home all night long on Brandon Rios' face, But credit to Brandon Rios, he took that shot all night long and stuck to his game plan, which was to walk Alvarado down and get it to a brawl, and ended up finishing him in the 7th. Now, I think that Brandon Rios is a guy who, Rios fans, I'm sorry to say this, but he does have problems with boxers. He has trouble with guys who want to box him, guys who want to give him movement, things like that. He wants to stand in the middle and brawl and, show his toughness, show his power, and things like that. I think that Mike Alvarado is, he can win this fight. I don't want to say easily, but he could win it, just by boxing most of the night. I say if he comes in and decides to brawl, he's gonna end up getting knocked out again. I believe that's Brandon Rios' game, and he's very good at it. But with all this being said, I think that the fight really depends on what Mike Alvarado wants to do. We all know Brandon Rios, he definitely wants to come, and he wants to fight, he wants to swing away, he wants to hit and get hit. I remember him saying something to Robert Garcia in the corner after the first round, like, I fucking love this, something like that. Guy loves to mix it up, and it's very entertaining. You can't help but want to watch him fight because he's so entertaining. Same thing with Alvarado. I just think that when it comes to just strictly brawling, it's obvious now that Brandon Rios is much better at that than Mike Alvarado. But I think overall, Alvarado is a better boxer, and he should definitely stick to boxing. Pick your spots to brawl here and there, but definitely don't stand there longer than you need to with this guy, because he's shown that he can take one hell of a shot, man. I mean, this, you gotta remember, this was Brandon Rios' first fight at 140 pounds too, and you know, for him to stand there and take solid right hands and left hooks and whatever punch Alvarado was throwing at him, and I mean, he took it fairly well. I didn't really see him stunned or hurt during the fight. I mean, he's getting hit a lot, but I don't think he was ever really in trouble. So basically what I'm trying to say is that I'm gonna take Mike Alvarado to win this fight. I think that he learned from, hopefully he learned from that first fight that he can make the fight much easier on himself, that he doesn't have to stand there and brawl with this guy to prove his I don't know what you want to call it, manhood or whatever. You know, you can box and you can win a fight boxing, Mike Alvarado, and I think that that's what you need to do to win, and I think that's something that you can do, and that's something that Brandon Rios does have trouble with. I mean, so with that being said, yeah, I'm gonna take Mike Alvarado to win this fight by decision, and you know, hey, you never know, could be a third fight. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing them fight again, because I know that they're gonna have good fights, good entertaining fights anytime that they fight. You know, this could end up being like a Ward Gotti, you know, trilogy, those epic wars that those guys had, or you know, like a Castillo and Corrales, you know. But yeah, that's my prediction, man. But one thing I want to say about this fight, you know, before I cut the video off, is you know, at first I really wanted to see a rematch like immediately, which is what we're getting, because it was so exciting. But the more and more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know what? If I'm Brandon Rios, I'm thinking to myself, you know, hey, I moved up. I fought another undefeated fighter like myself. First time in the division. I put on one hell of a show. I knocked this guy out, and I got to fight him again, you know? I mean, if I'm Brandon Rios, I'm a little bit steamed about that, you know? He should, if this is what I'd be thinking if I was Brandon Rios, if it was me, you know? I'm thinking, okay, with all that I just said, I should be moving on to bigger and better things, you know? I should be getting the Danny Garcias, or, you know, somebody, you know? You know, a big payday is what I'm trying to say. And I think he earned it with that win, but, you know, we know how promoters and all that stuff works. They're really robbing us of a lot of good fights. Not to say that this one isn't going to be a good fight, but I already said that it was going to be a good fight, and we all know it is. But still, he should be, I think he should be moving on to bigger and better things. But, you know, it is what it is. We got the fight, and I'm definitely excited to see it. So, yeah, I'm going to take Mike Alvarado to win this thing by a decision. I still think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I think that he definitely learned something from the first fight. Should have listened to his coach, because his coach was telling him to box more and not brawl. So hopefully he had learned his lesson, and he goes out there and sticks to his game plan and boxes Brandon Rios. So that's my take on the fight, you guys. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments or whatever. Go ahead and get at me, and I'll be sure to hit you back. So this is G Funk, and I'm signing off. Catch the fight. All right.